So this sucker loses a fight, then shoots into a crowd on Fordham Road. Do you know how crowded Fordham Road is? Anyhow, he ends up hitting a child. Yep. That's what we doing these days.
Did you mean to hit that 2-year-old boy?
Is there anything you want to say to the family?
BBN Jack Frost. What's up, party people? Alright, so So apparently, 20-year-old Freddy Flores is in custody. He's in custody. The reason why he's in custody is because of a shooting that had happened on Fordham Road on Sunday, March 31st. Now, a couple of things I want to say real quick, and I want to be clear about, and that is a child was hit. The child went to the hospital. He went to Jacoby Hospital. He had to have emergency surgery. They're expecting for him to survive. They're actually just expecting for him to recover. He was hit in the buttocks, and it was a through and through. So they didn't have to remove any, I don't know if they had to remove shrapnel or anything like that, but they didn't have to remove a bullet. I don't know if they were shrapnel, but it was a through and through. He's in stable condition. They had taken him to Jacoby Hospital, and he's expected to survive. I just want to be clear about this. What y'all might have heard, because I saw all over Instagram the other day, that they was like, yo, they're robbing banks over here in Fordham Roads is. But what had happened was the shooting occurred in front of the TD Bank. And while the guy was shooting, he actually shot the TD Bank. He hit the glass. The glass in front of the banks it's definitely good, and it's, I guess, a miracle nobody else was injured. So just so we could be clear, Eric Adams actually showed up to the event also. I'll get to that in 2 seconds. So basically, it happened around 2 p.m. at Fordham Road area of the Bronx. The building is 151 Fordham Road, I believe. And basically, it was a 9mm handgun. The dude shot 5 times. They said he pulled the trigger 5 times. That's what it says. I'm assuming that it worked every time he pulled the trigger. So I'm assuming that he shot 5 times, but we know for certain at least once it was a through and through. So the window that got shot in the TD Bank, that could have just been the same bullet that went through the boy's buttocks. I have no idea. It shattered the TD Bank's window. So there was like people posting that they were robbing banks. Like, did they think this was a Michael Mann movie? Like, what's going on over here? So they're saying, I heard that he was shot in the buttocks from one article that I found, and another one said that he was struck in the hip. So basically he was hit in that area. I really hope it wasn't the hip. I would hope that he wasn't hit and his bone was damaged in any way. I hope it was just flesh. When you get shot and it's just flesh, is one thing. When you get shot, especially a child who's still growing, and he was 2 years old. He actually celebrated his 3rd birthday in the hospital. So this is a thing that happened. That's probably why they was on Fordham Road, shopping. For everybody that don't know, Fordham Road in the Bronx is like one of our major shopping areas in the Bronx. You got Fordham Road, you got 3rd Avenue, 149th Street. I don't think people really go to 3rd Avenue, 149th Street as much as they used to, but Fordham Road's always been a place where people shop at, also get robbed at, apparently, for everybody that don't know. You went to Fordham Road in the 80s. Okay, so I'm going to say something real quick before we get to the rest of the story. So basically, the way the robbery game would happen in Fordham Road in the 80s, you'd have people that literally would stand outside, wait for people to come outside the building, walking with their bags, and then they'll point them out to other people. Then those people will follow the person. And it was like really intricate. Like, getting robbed on Fordham Road was normal for everybody that don't know. With that being said, actually, after the situation happened, he actually got away. He ran off, Freddy Flores. And Eric Adams actually showed up to the scene. He came directly, at least this is the way that it was conveyed in the articles. He came directly from the funeral for Jonathan Diller, the NYPD officer who recently lost his life at a traffic stop. So Eric Adams goes on to say, when you're coming from a police funeral where a gun took the life of a young police officer, and now you're here, a shooting like this just tells the city that we have to be committed to take these illegal guns off the street. I want to say something dope, and that's that he said illegal guns, because I can't stand when they be like, we got to take all of the guns, because there's a reason why our First Amendment is freedom of speech, and our Second Amendment is the right to bear arms. So for all these individuals that's like, no one should be allowed to have a gun, you don't understand how dangerous a government that is unfettered, that is has total control over the people. You have no idea how dangerous that is. You should pick up a history book. With that being said, Freddy Flores is currently in custody. I just want to be clear about this. He is currently in custody. So apparently this douchebag, let me explain everything that happened before I tell you how he got in custody. He was in a fight with a gentleman on Fordham Road, apparently. Fordham Road in the Grand Concourse, because that's where the location is. And I'm assuming he lost, because he then, runs off across the street or whatever the case is. And he either goes and gets the gun, or he already had it on him. I'm assuming he went to go get it. And then he starts firing across the street. Like, he's on one sidewalk the way they made it sound, and then he's firing to the other sidewalk. Now, for everybody that don't know, the Grand Concourse is a huge street. In many parts of the Bronx, the Grand Concourse is 4 to 5 lanes of street. You understand what I'm saying? It's a huge street. It's a large street. So for you to be standing on one side and firing at the other side, and also Fordham Road in itself is a hub. So for you to be standing on one side of the street and then firing at the other side, I just want to say this. Like, you are not Hawkeye, fam. There's a better chance you are not going to hit the person and hit something else than you are going to hit the person unless you have actual gun training. And on top of that, what in the hell, fam? We're not shooting in the crowds. In any regard, he did not hit the person he was shooting at. That obviously put the beats on him. And he ends up shooting the child and the TD Bank building. They're saying that he pulled the trigger 5 times. I don't know if they're saying the shit jammed up or whatever, but they're saying he pulled the trigger 5 times. He had a 9mm handgun. He did not hit his target. So apparently the way that he got arrested is this douchebag used to rob mailboxes. You heard it. Super gangster, pulling the strap out in the middle of the afternoon. It was about somewhere between 1:44 and 2 p.m. in the afternoon on a shopping day and on Fordham Road, where it is packed, because it's always packed. This gangster pulled the gun out, started shooting, knowing dang well in the next couple of days he had to go to court because he robs mailboxes. You got it. They basically saying that Flores was captured at the courthouse, at the criminal courthouse. He was checking in on grand larceny charges, so he was already in all of the trouble. The case is more than a year old. They said that the officers were expecting him. So just so we could be clear. So are you trying to tell me that the person he was fighting, he probably already knew? And they just said, yeah, that's that Freddy Flores guy. And the police was like, you know what? He's already coming to us. Maybe they just got him on video and they were able to recognize him. I don't know. In any regard, Flores was doing court at the Justice Center under the terms of a plea agreement. So he had taken a plea agreement at some point or another. So how are you shooting up the block and you got to go to court like in a day or two on a plea agreement? Like, you should be trying to avoid beef. I don't get you dudes. I'm just saying. So basically he used to use tools to fish the mail out of people's mailboxes. He got caught like in Lower Manhattan somewhere. He entered a plea August 9th, and so he had to go back today, and so they could go back on the the day that they picked him up, so he could sort everything out. With that being said, let me know what y'all guys think about this. Yo, look, these are the type of situations we got out here. Like, this is not right, fam. These dudes think they all gangster, but in reality, they all emotion. Like, comment, subscribe, join the notification gang. Hashtag Bronx Bombers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. And that's all I get on this one. I'm out.